maybe convey the importance of the traditions that are handed down within families.
Hi, everyone. Elle is here with you on our podcast. And I have my friend here, Susanna, all the way from Italy originally, but now Florida. Hi, Susanna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking the time. I'm so excited to share your story and just to have this conversation today. Before we jump into it, let me introduce Susanna. Susanna is a general manager for IBS Consultants, as well as Florida Supreme Court Family and Civil Circuit Certified Mediator with SAG Mediation. In addition, she's an Italian faculty adjunct at the Florida State University. She's born and raised in Milan, Italy, to a family from the Piemonte and Veneto regions. As a child, she was already introduced to the culture of delicious food and the importance of eating well. Her grandparents had sprawling vineyards of Barbera and Barbaresco grapes, and family-produced red wine was never lacking at the dinner table. Today, along with the hundreds of recipes handed down from one generation to the next in her immediate family, she can add hundreds more from the Italian side of her husband's family, all written by hand from the 1880s to the beginning of the century. Wow, that's amazing. On my mother's side of the family, there was a long tradition of farming vegetables and fruit. Therefore, she was always exposed to fresh produce while growing up in Italy. Her passion for cooking comes from Nonna Irma, her grandmother, very traditional homegrown cook. She taught her that cooking is an art, culture, and even lasting research of the best ingredients as well as a constant training in the attention to details. Cooking with passion is the key to the success of Italian cuisine. Wow, I love it.
Thank you.
So beautiful. And I love how you chose, but we'll talk about it. Welcome, Susanna. Great to have you. Thank you for taking the time. So after this amazing introduction, I want to ask you a question. Why you do what you do and what is unique about it? What makes you unique about it?
Yes, thank you so much for having me, first of all. And well, it's a tough question, honestly, but I think that what makes me unique is the ability to reinvent myself and start over. I have to consider my story. As you said, I live in Florida, but I was born and raised in Milan, Italy, and I moved to USA for family reasons. I left a 20-year career in a multinational watch and jewelry company, and I had to reinvent myself as a
Wow.
life and work here in the States.
Yeah.
So I decided to start all over from my studies. So I took a master's degree at Modern Languages Italian Study at the Florida State University, where I've been teaching Italian for about 4 years as a faculty adjunct. But next, I took also an LLM, Master of Law at FSU College of Law, and that's the way I obtained my certification of Florida Family and Civil Circuit Mediator. So, I mean, the fact that I have to reinvent myself and change basically country, home, jobs, habits, I managed to find a new dimension by enriching myself and skills. And the risk was high, honestly, but I have an example that those who dare and ended up benefiting from it.
Love it. Yeah, it's definitely a shift, and we grow and learn so much, but starting from point zero, the fact that you have to leave everything behind. I did the same thing, when I left my country too, and
if I may add, also
yeah.
not at a younger age. I mean, I was almost in the late 40s when I decided to change my life.
That's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations to you having done that and thriving and succeeding in a new country. That's amazing. And along those lines, I actually want to ask, since we are talking about this, as an immigrant in this country, what advice you can give to people who just coming in, to women who just coming into this country? There is so much when we just move, there is so much to think about. Where do I go? Where do I start? What do I do? If you have a family as well, we take care of kids as well, right? And paying attention to that, the school system, everything. There's so much to consider. What will be your advice to the women who are just coming into this country as an immigrant to pay attention to?
My best advice is to be an open book. Really learn and share as much as possible, just like a sponge. Because, we have an heritage coming from another country, but that should not be an obstacle.
Yeah.
But should be just viewed as an enrichment. So I have to learn something new. But if you choose to live in another country, I think you need also to share the values, and you have to contribute in becoming an integral part of the social fabric. So meaning that, for example, I have a daughter when I came here, and then I decided to, first of all, be a parent volunteering at the school. So that was a great opportunity for me to share, knowledge and networking, all these kind of, stuff that you need to know when you are trying to meet new people and new habits.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, and then I chose to start from the academic path. Coming back to school, basically you lived as a student in the first year. So that really enriched me very spiritually and professionally. What I study basically leads to my new career. So it was really enriching myself.
That's amazing. I love how you said stay open-minded, because and I love talking about the double advantage that we have as immigrants, right? Coming from a different culture, having one belief or one opinion about certain things, and then when you come to a new country, it's different. So I love that. It's so important, I think, and I agree with you, having an open mind and without judgment, right? Not judging things but accepting things. And I think when we come to with an open mind like that, things open up to us and we can actually find opportunities in the challenging situations because of the open mind and flexibility that we have. So I love that. So thank you for that advice, Susanna. So I want to move on to talking about the book. Susanna is one of our amazing authors in the book, Recipe for Body, Mind, and Soul. The book will be launched on April 7th, and we're just excited to bring to the world this amazing compilation of recipes, beautiful recipes, and not only for kitchen, but for life, recipes for relationships, women empowerment recipes, but also cooking recipes from different countries. I love how you shared that your grandmother, which you mentioning in your chapter, she taught you the cooking of art, culture, that it's an everlasting research of the best ingredients. I love that analogy. I love that definition. I feel the Italian love for cooking when I read that. It's so beautiful. And constant training in the attention of detail is beautiful. But Susanna, please share with us why you decided to dedicate your chapter to your grandmother, and what are you going to cover in your chapter?
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm very grateful for this opportunity because I think I always had in mind to do something about it. And then you gave me the opportunity, and I'm very grateful. My chapter is called Open Letter to My Grandmother. So it's just an open letter to my nonna, because I wanted to thank her for what he taught to me. And it is a sort of a tribute to my grandmother, because she taught me this fabulous recipe for the famous Italian pasta with meat ragu. But what she gave me also, she gave me the attention of details and to the ingredients that are making a success in all what you're doing. And for example, in this case, this is a delicate variant. It's not the traditional one, but this variant conquered really the palate of people of any age. Here in the United States, and every time I propose it, someone there delighted. And with this chapter, I would like to maybe convey the importance of the traditions that are handed down within families and how valuable it is that they are shared with a wider audience.
Mhm.
Because I think that too often the teachings of our elders are lost in time, when
Yeah.
instead they can be innovative and a source of inspiration and knowledge for everybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's just a way that I wanted to recall my grandmother and a way that I wanted to convey her message to a wider audience.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that story. And I'm gonna cook that recipe as well. That was included. It's awesome. And
You will
yeah, it
be
is.
amazed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And it is a tribute, right? It is a tribute to your grandmother. So her presence in your life and the idea behind that was exactly that. When people cook that recipe, you know, it's honoring the person. So that's beautiful. I'm gonna move on.
She shaped my life in so many facets that yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a little thank you that I wanted to convey.
Yeah. I feel like that's how my grandmother also played a role in my life too, as well. That's amazing. So I'm excited to share that story with the world. Please check out Susanna's recipe and Susanna's story in the book. It's amazing. So I'm going to move on to the question. I like to ask, you being a leader in the community as well, a Women of the World Network, and being in the community as a member as well. Can you share, what does it mean for you to be a woman of the world?
Yes, being a woman of the world means to me becoming part of a network of very determined women with various backgrounds who, like me, have started a new life path and reinvented themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's just recalling my story. So I
Yeah.
recognize my story in all the story of the women of the network
Oh, that's beautiful.
of the world.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Susanna. That's beautiful. Um, and we are going to finish with rapid fire questions.
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Okay, so the first question is, your favorite book name is?
My favorite book name is The Prince and the Poor.
The Prince and the Poor.
The Prince and the Poor.
Love it. Okay, do you like beach or mountains?
Beach, absolutely. I love the sea.
Yes. Your favorite international destination to visit?
Italy?
Summer or winter?
Summer, definitely summer.
Okay.
Definitely summer.
Yeah. Okay, and my last question will be things that you have discovered about yourself recently. Something that you learned about yourself recently.
I am much more resilient than what I thought.
Beautiful.
Definitely,
Thank
definitely,
you.
definitely.
Well, thank you for playing, Susanna. Thank you for taking the time. This was amazing. I'm sending you love all the way to Florida, and I will talk to you soon. And listeners, please check out the book. It's going to be published and launched April 7th. Recipes for Body, Mind, and Soul. Amazing, amazing recipes from all over the world, including Susanna's Italian recipe. And I cannot wait for you to check it out. Thank you for being with us. I'll talk to you soon, Susanna.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.